I'm Adam, and I'm here with...
Elijah from Ritte Cycles.
What is this bike?
This is the Esprit. This is our new carbon road bike. We came out with this in 2023, and it's continuing on for 24 and into 25. This is our take on everything a modern road race bike should be. Big tires, big tire clearance, I should say, confident handling, lightweight, and just a real pleasure to ride. The tagline that we've given this bike is a race bike for every day, and we think it's kind of the right bike for all of your road riding. And we know that road riding has kind of evolved and changed a lot in the last few years, and much like gravel, it depends where you live. You might ride a lot of dirt roads, you might ride a lot of chip seal, or you might be lucky enough to ride just fresh, immaculate pavement. But this is the bike that we want to ride on all of those rides. It's the bike that we're confident is just always going to be the right fit. So yeah, this is our Esprit, the modern road racer.
Why is this like the go-to bike? Like, there's so many categories of road bike now, like, and everything has gotten so muddy. Like, it feels like everybody has like 4 different versions of a road bike.
Yeah.
And you're like, these are all basically the same thing, but slightly different. And I don't understand why everybody can't just ride a similar model. Like, I don't understand. So what makes this thing special for you guys?
For us, our lineup is a little more compact than a brand like, a larger brand, say a Trek or a Giant. I think Trek's actually just said they're going to cut back their models to simplify it. So you're right,
Yeah.
Things are really complicated. In our line, we have one carbon road bike, and that's what this is. And for us, a carbon road bike is the right choice for a racy, aggressive, fast bike.
Why is it comfortable? Like, that's a genuine question, because, like, I think when people think, like, a racy road bike, they immediately go to discomfort, right? It's like you can pick a couple of these things. It's like you can pick cost, you can pick comfort, and you can pick performance, right? You got to pick 2 out of those 3, and that's about it. So how did we make this thing comfortable, but still actually high performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think that a lot of people have been so fixated on everything just becoming stiffer. And when you do that, bikes get harsher.
Yeah, they ride like ass. Like,
yeah, and then we started going down this path of aerodynamics, and things got aero and more aero, and the more surface area you have, the larger all the tubes are, the less they can absorb small chatter, the less damping they have, the less deflection they have, and you do actually want some deflection in a road bike. If you don't have it, they feel really dead. A lot of really inexpensive road bikes, people pick up on this, inexpensive carbon road bikes, they hit the pedals and they just feel dead. They accelerate, but there's no feel, and it's because the bike doesn't move. And a rider on a bicycle is dynamic. You're moving a lot. So the bike needs to counter that. You don't want it to go like this,
right?
But you want a little bit of movement to create that feel. The bike should never be totally solid, and I know that's maybe controversial. Like, is your bike too stiff? And I think the answer for a lot of people is their bikes are too stiff. So for us, it's stiffness in the right places. It's the right blend of that. It's the material we use. If you look at a lot of top spec bikes, they'll use these super high modulus carbon fiber layups, and they'll tout T1200 or like whatever. And that pre-preg carbon fiber sheeting, that super high modulus, isn't the whole frame. It's only parts of it. But what it does is it lowers the weight, but it also is very stiff. So you can use less material.
Yeah.
When you do that, you start to chip away at the comfort. You get more noise, harshness, and vibration, which is an automotive kind of thing, channeled into the rider. We actually don't use any high modulus carbon in this frame. It's T800S, which is Toray, kind of like a medium modulus carbon fiber. And surprisingly, you get plenty of stiffness. Like, everyone who's ridden these bikes, all the reviews, you'll see people comment like, it's quick, it's fast, but it's so comfortable. And it's, rather than chasing this percentage increase that actually doesn't do anything for most riders, we've focused on making the bikes ride well, and everything else comes with that. Like, the frame is light because if you make the frame too heavy, it's going to ride poorly. But if you make it too light, it's also going to ride for them. So there's always this balance. And so, it's a combination of the carbon layup, the tube shaping, the types of carbon we're using, and then, the frame and standards. So we're very careful with how we select components. For example, this frame uses a round 27.2 seat post. And we use a seat post that we really like, that has just the right amount of flex. It takes the edge off. It's very comfortable. When you see some of these frames with the arrow, super deep seat posts, they can't flex in a direction that adds comfort. So they're harsh.
So that kind of leads me into the last question. All that sounds great. Why should people buy a Ritte bike in general? What is the reasoning there? Because they're not cheap. It's a niche brand that people don't necessarily know. It's not a household name in every household. In some households, it's probably the only name getting thrown around, but it's not every household that knows what Ritte is.
Yeah.
So why is somebody going and spending, starting at $6,000 on a bike?
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of great bikes in it. The price point is really competitive.
For sure.
We know, and we just started offering 105 and rival spec, and it's just a hair under 6,000. So it's not inexpensive. We know that. Nothing we sell is necessarily inexpensive, but we focus on providing excellent value. So I think people really need to consider not only making sure they get the right value out of what they're buying. If you look at a lot of direct-to-consumer brands, and we sell direct-to-consumer as well as through dealers, so multi-channel. A lot of direct-to-consumer brands, and even a lot of dealer brands, you're getting what you get, and that means your medium comes with this crank, this handlebar. That's it.
Yeah.
So once it's all said and done, you might spend a lot more than that advertised price to get the bike that you want and need. For us, the differentiators really come down to the ride quality and feel, the service, and I think, like you said, we're a niche brand. It's small, it's unique. There are a lot of people who are drawn to that, but I think the value in dealing with a brand like Ritte and other small brands is that we're really, really focused on service. So if you buy through a local shop that is fit focused, we strive to kind of provide that same experience. So when you work with us, every single bike that we sell, we offer a fit consultation. Some people know their numbers and they say, I need 42 by 120 and I need this saddle and this is the crank length. And you say, okay, you're sure? And they say, I'm sure. And they're good. And we'll do that for them. Other people might say, hey, I don't even know what size I am.
Yeah.
And so we can start at ground zero, and all the bikes are built to order.
Yep.
So you're not locked into anything. If something doesn't fit you, we will let you know.
Yeah.
And that does happen. Not every bike is the right fit for every person, and we won't sell you something that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I think, really the benefit of working with a small brand is just getting what you need right out of the box. So yeah, I think we offer bikes that ride really well. They fit really well.
They look fucking good. they look good. They look really good.
So yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's we kind of try to be well-rounded in what we offer and honest and genuine in what we don't.
Love that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So we need to. Where can people find you? Oh yeah. Where can people find Ritte on the internet? Where can people find you guys on, I guess Instagram is still the internet, but on Instagram or any other method of interaction that you guys like?
Yeah. You can find us online at Ritte, RITTE.cc. You can email us. We've got a chat option. You can call us. A real human picks up the phone. You could text that number too, and a real human answers it. You can find us on Instagram at Ritte Cycles. We ship worldwide, so if you don't have a dealer locally, we make that really, really easy. So yeah, reach out through any channel you can find us on.
Every channel all at once.
A human will answer. Sometimes they do that.
Sick.